All right, so further development in the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial. And this, of course, relates to who exactly is representing accused 1 to 4. 5 men are accused of murdering the soccer star at his girlfriend's home, or the home of his girlfriend's mother in Vosloorus. And so let's get the very latest, because it has been quite confusing. Advocate Malesela Tefo has made some wild accusations. He's withdrawn as advocate, but then last week saying, well, actually, he's going to come back into the fray. So let's speak to Silindelo Masikane. I mean, Slee, the twists and turns in this case are truly astonishing. Was Malesela Tefo present in court today?
Not at all, but we weren't really expecting him to arrive, really, because he had stated in that letter to the Director of Public Prosecutions in the North Gauteng Division, but also the prosecutor in this Meyiwa case, George Baloyi, he had written a couple of demands in terms of what he was saying, that these are the demands that will see me coming back into the courtroom. But we had, of course, spoken to Tobin, you'd remember last week, who's the instructing attorney for accused 124, who had already told us that he was going to come back to court today and confirm himself as counsel to continue for accused 124 after consulting with them just a few minutes before court began. So let's just take a listen to him and his exchange with Judge Maumela when he presented himself as the legal representative for accused 124.
My instructions from the clients are that I proceed to deal with the matter.
That is very welcome. Very, very welcome.
Yeah, I'm sure the judge is welcoming that news, first of all, from a point of clarity. And, you know, Tuani saying, well, the clients want me to proceed. And ultimately, my understanding is it is the client's request that has to prevail, because that's their right. We have to deal with the fact, though, that Malesela Tefo said some astonishing things, some of them aimed directly at the judge. One, that he was practicing witchcraft and essentially trying to put a spell on Tefo. Tell us what Tefo alleged and what the judge had to say about that today.
Yeah, I mean, that letter was full of a lot of accusations in terms of how Tefo was saying that the trial was basically dirty, saying that the conduct of the judge, the prosecutor, counsel for accused 5 was a huge conspiracy to basically, you know, not only paint the 5 accused as the perpetrators and make them take the fall for this particular murder, but he also made some really astounding accusations against the judge. We know that those accusations are actually now before the LPC, the Legal Practitioners Council, among a number of other complaints against the conduct of Advocate Tefo in court, but also the way he addresses fellow counsel. You know, many legal experts are saying that he's actually bringing the fraternity into disrepute and are calling for some action. But the judge then did take a moment during proceedings today to address these allegations, because, mind you, he says that he's just been hearing about this, seeing it on placards on streets, saying that, you know, he's also quite concerned about these allegations. Let's take a listen.
I have a physician, and the matter of my physician is not the problem of anybody. It's even irrelevant here, but because of what is happening, one needs to say it out and loud. I have a physician called Jesus.
I suppose that's a roundabout way of saying that he's a Christian and would not involve himself in any black magic practices or any witchcraft or any wrongdoing in that regard. Okay, talk to me as well now about what Tobin said about trying to get bail for one of the accused. Why just that one person?
So we know that 4 of the accused now, Sally, have actually been convicted of various other crimes and are serving sentences. It's only accused number 2 who is actually someone, from what we understand, does not have any previous convictions, but also Titi Tobane wants to argue that he should be released on bail and can actually qualify to be released on bail. So that is something that he's consulted on and is considering, and says that will be filing an application before the trial is set to resume in September.
All right, so the trial's back in September. In the meantime, this has been another delay for the family of Senzo Meyiwa. We know that AfriForum, through Gerinal, is representing the family, well, certainly the mum and I think the sisters as well, not the entire family. How are they doing?
So you would also remember in that letter, Sally, that Advocate Defo made some allegations that the Meyiwa family no longer wanted AfriForum to be representing them in court, and that in fact he was the watch brief on docket 375, and he was, now going to, watch the proceedings on behalf of the Meyiwa family, and in fact instructing the state prosecutor to no longer inform Gerrie of development, or, keep him up to date in terms of the watch brief on the 636 docket. So we had an opportunity to speak to one of the officials from AfriForum's division, and this is what they had to say in terms of the reaction from the Meyiwa family following that letter, as well as their mandate.
One of our investigators, Slang Mangwale, who has very close contact with the Meyiwa family, received a call from Senzo's mother, questioning this, and it was in that call that we got the reassurance that we do still have the mandate. The family's just disappointed that we're still dealing with, external matters, side matters. They want this matter to proceed. It's been a very long time since that murder, and they would like to get some closure and for this matter to proceed.
So, Slee, just talk to us. Is it going to be quiet now until September, or is there more happening in the interim?
Well, I mean, in terms of what's happening outside of the trial, we know that Advocate Defo himself still sees himself, sadly, as representing accused 124. I've seen a recent letter dated the 28th of July, which follows his original letter to Advocate Baloyi, where Defo says that, he is also going to lay a complaint with the LPC against the state prosecutor, as well as counsel for accused 5, and also makes, a lot of allegations once more against the conduct of Baloyi, saying that he is conflicted because, he himself has laid a complaint against him. So I don't expect there to not be more drama unfolding outside
Yes.
of us. Honestly, I'd be surprised, Sally. I'd really be surprised. But, we're going to resume officially with the trial with actual cross-examination of Sergeant Thabo Mosia by Advocate Nshololo on the 5th of September. What happens between then and now remains to be seen.